So without further ado, I'd like to introduce presidential candidate Herman Cain.
Well, good morning. Good morning. And like he said, I'm not supposed to be running. I'm not supposed to win. And I'm not supposed to be standing up here with this hat on, but I'm doing it. Because this is who I am. We have a saying in the Cain campaign. Let Herman be Herman. We also have a chief of staff by the name of Mark Block. And we say, let Block be Block. You want to know why? Because this campaign is about let people be people and get the government off your backs. I want to thank you for coming out. Delighted to be here. And the reason that I'm thrilled that you're here because you are the patriots that want to put this country on the right track. You're the patriots who know that this nation is on the wrong track. Our American dream has been hijacked. But the good news is we can take it back. We can take it back. We have become a nation of crises. We have an economic crisis. We have an energy crisis. We have an entitlement spending crisis. We've got a foggy foreign policy crisis. We've got an illegal immigration crisis. We've got a moral crisis. And the biggest crisis we have is a severe deficiency of leadership in the White House and in Washington, D.C. Now here's how we get out of this mess. Fix stuff. Instead of just continuing to talk about it and trim around the edges. Fix stuff. That's what businessmen do. And no, I don't satisfy the traditional model of what people are what the experts are looking for. They're looking for somebody who immediately had high name ID. I didn't have immediate high name ID. When I announced in May of this year, my name ID was about 21%. But I got some good news for you. According to the latest Gallup poll, it's now up to 80% thanks to y'all. Oh yeah! And no, I didn't have a kajillion dollars. I don't have a kajillion dollars in order to be able to self-fund my campaign. But I got some good news for you. Thanks to y'all, the contributions have gone up a lot in the last few weeks. So we are going to be in there to win it, and we're going to be in there to the end, thanks to you. And this is the one that the political experts like to ding me on the most. He has never held a high political office before. That is a good thing. You get it and they don't. So the way we get out of this mess, folks, is we got to fix stuff. My approach is the same that I use in business. It's the same that every successful person uses. They might use different words, but it's the same. First, make sure you're working on the right problem. Assign the right priority. Surround yourself with good people. And number 4, that will allow you to put together the right plans in order to solve problems. It has been said by some of the experts that I have no foreign policy experience. And the guy there now does. At least I have foreign policy common sense. And I have a foreign policy philosophy. My foreign policy philosophy is an extension of the Reagan philosophy, which was peace through strength. The Cain philosophy is peace through strength and clarity. We must clarify who our friends are, clarify who our enemies are, and stop giving money to our enemies. Clarity. And the reason we need to clarify who our friends are is so we can tell the rest of the world who our friends are, and that we are going to stand with our friends, starting with Israel. They are our friends. And if I were president right now, I wouldn't have gone to Iraq or drawn the troops out of Iraq without talking to the commanders on the ground. That doesn't make any sense. Another thing that doesn't make any sense is that you're going to pull the troops out and then you're going to send an email to the enemy and let them know what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. You don't tell the enemy what you're going to do. That doesn't make any sense. How much experience do you need to know that you don't tell your enemy the next move that you're going to make? And so I make a commitment to you that as President of the United States of America, I will not send our men and women in uniform into harm's way unless it is clear what the mission is. It is clear what victory is. And it is clear that we are going to give our men and women everything they need to win, because that's what they do. Anytime we get in a conflict, our men and women want to be in it to win it, and we must give them what they need in order to do the job. This economy is on life support. That's our biggest domestic problem. It's on life support because this administration does not have a clue as to what is the economic engine of this economy. It is the business sector, not government. And you must put fuel in the engine that moves the economy. This administration put $1 trillion in the caboose, and the economy didn't grow. Now this administration wants to put another $450 billion in the caboose and want us to believe that this time the caboose is going to push the engine up the hill. No, it will not. It didn't work with $1 trillion. It's not going to work with $450 billion. We need to put some fuel in the engine in order to drive this economy. Here's the Cain plan. First, throw out the current tax code. Throw it out. Like that man has a sign back there that says, abolish the IRS, okay? Now when we throw out the tax code and we put in 999, it'll just be S, service. Won't be an IR. We won't need an IRS. Put in 999. 999 replaces 5 taxes. Corporate income tax, personal income tax, capital gains tax, the payroll tax, and the death tax. 5 taxes are replaced with 999. 9% business flat tax. You're allowed to deduct purchases, expense all capital, and to deduct net exports, which means that it puts our products on par with all other products around the world. It makes our products much more competitive by allowing you to deduct net exports. Number 2, 9% tax on personal income. But you can deduct charitable contributions from that, and then you apply 9%, and then a 9% national sales tax. 9% national sales tax. When I was doing one of the debates, I think it was the debate before the last, Senator Santorum says, but Herman's plan can't pass. So what do you mean by plan? His plan can't pass. And I said, Senator, therein lies the difference between a politician and a businessman. You see, politicians want to propose stuff that they think they can pass. Businessmen propose stuff that fixes the problem. That's what we need to do. Let's fix stuff. And then in that last debate, I don't know if you all noticed that I was attacked from every side. The reason I don't have my jacket on is because we're still trying to sew up all of those bullet holes from the last debate when they all came after me trying to attack my 999 plan. The good news is none of those false accusations stuck. They didn't stick because they were all false. And then one of the ones that a couple of my opponents wanted to use, well, do we want to give the government one more way to tax us with a national sales tax? Well, look at it this way. The national sales tax is one more way for them to tax us, but we get rid of 82,000 ways in the current tax code. Which one would you rather have? One that you can see or all of those that you can't see? And when we developed 999, we had some criteria that we put down. We wanted it to be simple. 999. We wanted it to be transparent. There are no hidden nines. We wanted it to be efficient. Right now, under the old tax code, we spend $430 billion a year filing and filling out the forms. $430 billion a year. Now you'll be able to fill out your 999 tax form on a sheet of paper front and back. And we wanted it to be fair. Not according to Washington's definition of fair, but according to Webster's definition of fair, which is everybody gets treated the same. How about that for a novel idea? Everybody's the same. No loopholes. Now the only special treatment is for those at or below the poverty level. And the media wants you to believe that I changed the plan after I was criticized. No, I didn't. It was in the plan all along. They just didn't read it. And so 909, that's not changing the plan. That's for those at or below the poverty level. And when I was saying at the debate the other night, you all didn't read the plan, it proves that they didn't read the plan because that's been in there all along. But they didn't get that far. They were too busy trying to figure out how they were going to attack the plan. And so, yeah, we have a provision in there for that, but then it's just that simple, folks. Now, here is the part about the 999 Economic Growth and Jobs Plan that really makes my opponents and liberals angry. You get it, and you like it. You understand it. They don't want you to understand it. They want it to be so complex that you don't understand it so they can pass some more sneak taxes. You know, the ones that we get taxed and we never know what they did to us until after they did it to us. And so that'll get our economy going. We've had it scored statically and dynamically. The good news about it, all those false attacks did not stick. And one of the most noted economists in the world, Dr. Art Laffer, wrote an article that was published in the Wall Street Journal last week that basically confirmed everything we had been saying. And I didn't pay him to do that. He did his own independent analysis and confirmed that 999 was something that is a strong plan and is pro-growth.